Hey everyone, today I'm excited to bring you a review of one of the most interesting and capable robot lawnmowers I've seen yet, the Lymow One Plus. So Lymow's been around for a few years. They started designing in 2022, they launched their Lymow One on Kickstarter in late 2024, and they recently released their new One Plus, which has some upgrades over the previous generation. Now first let's talk about getting it set up. So the mower comes packaged really well. Real quick, one thing I do want to mention, the package weight for this is well over 100 pounds. The shipping guy actually needed help getting it off the truck, so just be aware that it is pretty heavy. Now opening it up, there's a nice quick start guide that walks you through what's included, connecting the battery wiring, setting up the charging station, installing the RTK, and connecting to the app. Underneath that, we have the hardware for the RTK as well as the power cables. Now the mower does use V-SLAM as well as an RTK for navigation, and it is nice that they do include both the ground mount setup as well as the wall mount setup for the RTK. Having it mounted on the wall is preferable because it gives it a better view of the yard, a better signal for the mower, but most robot lawnmowers that I've seen that use an RTK make you pay extra for that, so it's good that they include it. Now underneath all that, we have the mower itself and the charging station. Taking it out, I do like the look of it a lot. It looks kind of like a tank with those tracks that it has for movement. And I like the floating cutting deck on the front there. And coming around here, you can see the various sensors and the cameras on the front. And you can see the metal connectors that connect it to the charging station. Looking underneath the mower, you'll notice it has real mower blades, unlike almost all other robot lawnmowers that use little blades attached to a spinning disc. That should improve its performance and make it more durable. You'll also notice these wheels in the front here that go up and down. Like I said, it's a floating deck, so it really helps it when it goes over more rough terrain. And here it is connected to the charging station. While the mower is larger than most other robot mowers, the overall footprint isn't that large at all, which is good. That means it'll be easier to find a spot for the charging station. But yeah, it looks good. Next up, I'll show you how the battery connects. Don't be like me, assuming that you know how it works and then go to turn it on and nothing works and you think something is wrong. You have to connect the battery first. So you take the back cover off, slide the battery out, then you connect the wiring on the side here. You just push it on and it automatically locks it in place. Then you just slide the battery back in and reinstall the back cover. And then you can go ahead and turn it on. Next up, you'll want to find a spot for the charging dock. You probably want it somewhat hidden, but easy for the mower to access it. It needs to be on fairly flat ground and you'll need access to power as well as a decent Wi-Fi signal. You secure it to the ground by screwing in these stakes. And then for the RTK, you can keep it near the charging station and connect to it directly for power, or you can mount it on the wall, like I said, using the included long RTK cable, and you can use a dedicated power cord that it comes with as well. I personally just kept it close by. And then you'll want to go ahead and connect the mower to the Lymow app. This process is very straightforward. Once you get it connected, you'll be prompted to update its firmware, which is very easy. Then once that's done, you can adjust all kinds of different settings in the app, recharge and resume, headlight usage time frame. You can allow it to mow in the rain. There's the charging handbrake option that prevents it from sliding off of its charging dock. I actually really like that. Sometimes you do have to have the charging station on a slight hill, and other mowers, I have to be honest, you put it on there and it'll just slowly roll back off. And that's not good, obviously, because then it won't charge and who knows where it'll end up. But in this case, it will actually keep it in place so it doesn't roll off, so that's good. There's also a setting to have it automatically return to the dock if there is an error. I like that a lot too. With a mower that's heavy like this, the last thing you want is for it to have an error way across the yard and then you have to carry it all the way back. Now in the app, you can also sync the time zone to your phone, have it follow the perimeter when it's returning to the docking station, or choose a direct route. You can adjust its volume from its speaker. You can set up schedules, see mowing history. You can back up your map, adjust notifications, adjust network settings, check your RTK signal, set up Find My Robot, which is nice, change the PIN code, and adjust anti-theft settings. You can also adjust global mowing settings and specific settings for each map. So you can adjust mowing speed, cutting height, blade speed, the spacing between the paths, the stripe angle, the mowing order, obstacle detection to use all sensors or just bumper sensors, perimeter mowing settings, channel settings for when you go across a channel between areas, And then of course you can create a map. Now creating a map is very easy. Like a lot of robot lawnmowers, basically you control the mower with your phone and go around the perimeter of the area, and it will automatically create the map for you. You also want to create a channel between areas, but that's basically it. And if you need to adjust it later on, all you need to do is go in to edit the boundary, drive the mower to the edge, and then re-record the boundary that you want to change. It's pretty simple. Now let's get into how well it mows, its accuracy, and how it handles various terrain. So when you first start mowing, it backs off the charging station and adjusts its deck height. Then it will navigate to the channel you created and then go to the area to start mowing. It does give a nice audible warning when it's about to start mowing, which is good. It adjusts the wheels and deck height. You can hear the blades spin up, and then it's off. And it is pretty fast. This is in its fastest movement speed and its fastest blade speed. And even with its fastest movement speed, it does a decent job cutting even this really tall grass. I have it set to cut at 3.6 inches here, and it's doing pretty well. Now, one thing I do like is its intelligent path planning. It might look a little weird if you watch it, but say there's a tree in its path. It will go around the tree, but then it just goes straight. It doesn't cut or circle around it to kind of go around the other side. It might look like it's missing a section, but it will come back and cut it later on. This minimizes unnecessary turns and actually makes it more efficient. And this is something that a lot of other robot lawnmowers kind of struggle with. I will say its smart obstacle avoidance has been solid too. It will come up close to a tree or obstacle, but not hit it. It just turns and avoids it. I haven't had any issues with it hitting anything. It's also been able to handle rough terrain really well. The tank track style movement works great with its floating deck, and it allows it to go over big roots and different things very easily. I did have one issue where it got stuck, but that was definitely not the mower's fault. Here it ran up on a big root lengthwise and was basically sitting there with its tracks on each side of the root, not touching the ground, so it couldn't get off of it. That was my fault. I shouldn't have had a section with a big root like that in the map, to be honest. I went back and adjusted the map to not include that section, but before I did do that, I moved it off the root and had it start again, and it did drive around the big roots fine. So just lengthwise seems to be the only way I'd get stuck on something like that. But yeah, other than that, no issues going around the yard, no issues navigating up hills or anything. They say it can do a 100% slope, which is a very steep 45 degrees, and I completely believe that. It also has surprisingly decent headlights that allow it to work at night. They're LED and they're quite bright. These videos don't do it justice. But yeah, it's been doing a solid job. If you let your grass get really tall, you'll want to slow the mower speed down some to ensure it doesn't miss anything, but if you mow regularly, you can absolutely have it set on its fastest movement and its eco speed for the blades to get the most done as fast as possible with the least battery usage. Let's talk about that battery. It has a 15,000 milliamp hour LiFePO 4 or LFP battery that's rated for over 2,000 charge cycles. That is good to see. LiFePO 4 batteries are great and reliable. I actually use them in my personal vehicles. And it being so large means it's able to power the mower for up to over half an acre between charges, and then it charges pretty quick. It has 5 amp or 10 amp charger options, and even with the 5 amp charger that I have, it charged 50% from 17% state of charge to 67% state of charge in 53 minutes. That means you can easily charge over an acre per day, which is really nice when you have a big lawn. And then when it is time to charge, it has that charge and resume feature. So I have it that when it gets down to 15%, it comes and charges and then resumes when it gets back up to 75%. And it works well. It does move really slow when it is going to the charging station though, whether it's to charge and resume afterwards or just when it's done mowing. So just FYI, it might take several minutes to get to the charging station if it's way across the yard. Now, when it comes to cleaning it, it is very easy, luckily. You just hold the plus button down and it will raise the mower deck for easy access to remove grass and debris. And then you hold the minus button and it will lower it back down. It's pretty handy. And it seems really well built too. Unlike most robot lawnmowers that have plastic construction, this feels really solid and I haven't seen any quality issues personally. And it does have an A380 automotive grade aluminum frame too. So you can definitely tell it's designed to be as durable as possible. And the hub motor in the Lymow One Plus has a 200% higher rigidity for more reliable performance. And it has an IPX6 weatherproof rating too against heavy rain and debris. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with it. It's been cutting well and the lines are nice and straight. It's able to cut all grass types and has been doing a great job for me. I haven't had any issues with positioning with the RTK either, even under trees or way across the yard from it. I know some people in the past have posted that they have had positioning issues, so that may have been fixed with the firmware update. And that is the beauty of over-the-air updates. If there is a small issue, a lot of times it can just be fixed with a simple software update. But yeah, no issues for me there. I also haven't had any overheating issues either that I've seen some people report. Even on over 95 degrees sunny days, it still cut fine. Other than getting stuck on a route, the only other issue I've had is that the app doesn't seem to show your mowing history if you stop it in the middle of a mowing session. So if you stop it from finishing, you can't see any information about that session in the app, which isn't a huge deal, but when you are cutting large lawns, there may be times when you don't need it to finish a certain section of the yard, and it'd be nice to still have that mowing data. But yeah, otherwise it's been solid for me. I've had it mow maybe a dozen times over the last month or so, and it's been doing well. I like that it has cellular connectivity too, so even if it's out of range of the Wi-Fi, you can still connect to it with the app. You can even still stream footage directly from its camera while it's mowing. It's pretty cool. Oh, and for those of you that like to see specs, here's a quick snapshot for you. Feel free to pause the video to look at anything specific here. But overall, it's very impressive. Now, how about pricing? I'll post links in the description. They have the two options I mentioned, and the only difference is the speed of the charger. The 5 amp charger option is typically $2,999, and the 10 amp option is $200 more, and you can get both of them on their website or on Amazon. They are running some pretty big sales right now, though, for Prime Day on their website and Amazon as well, saving you $500 on the mower, and you get some extras with it. So now is definitely a great time to buy, and it does come with a 3-year warranty as well. But yeah, overall, my experience with the Lymow One Plus has been great. Now, I do want to mention, I have seen some people have posted that they have not had a good experience with Lymow customer service, which obviously is not good to see. They have addressed it publicly, though, acknowledging that they've fallen short and are working to rectify it by hiring more staff, improving their systems, having a dedicated social media support person, and putting out different troubleshooting guides. So that is good to see. Some people are going to have issues, even if it is user error, and they need to be able to get help. So I'm really glad to see that they are improving their processes there. But yeah, like I said, I've been very happy with it. Based on my experience, I can absolutely recommend the Lymow One Plus. It's extremely capable and has a lot of nice features. And over time, it's just going to continue to get better and better as more firmware updates are pushed out. And they're fixing their customer service issues, which is a really important aspect of purchasing something like this. So yeah, I think it's a great option that's able to cut large lawns, works on steep hills, can go over obstacles, has a decent app and a lot of customization, and seems really well built and solid. Let me know what you guys think, though, and let me know if you have any questions about the Lymow One Plus. And as always, guys, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, hype the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. I have a lot on the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.